welcome to another episode of Codo Cinema, the podcast show where I talk about movies. I'm your host, Mark Codo, aka Codoman. Well, another episode of Codo Cinema is here, and actually, this one is a very special one because this one, the movie topic I'm going to talk about is by request. This movie is going to be Five Nights at Freddy's, and I got this request from my good friend Stevie McDunn, to which we are both to which this is his first time on the show. Stevie, welcome to Codo Cinema.
Hi, Mark. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to talk to you today about Five Nights at Freddy's. I think there'll be more people besides me that would want to hear your thoughts on this movie. So,
Yeah.
hopefully I'm also speaking for them as well. So,
Oh yes, yes,
and also I know we wanted to do this for a long time.
yes. In
Talk
fact,
about a movie, something on Codo Cinema.
that's true. Because a while back, I remember a while back, I tried to get you on the show. I tried to get you on the show a while back, but I
hmm
believe you had class going on.
Schedules.
Schedule,
Yeah,
schedule
schedules
issues.
just didn't align. I had class. Could you believe it?
But to be fair, though, sometimes if you schedule for a class, I mean, it's understandable. You're here, but hey, you're here.
I am. I'm very excited to be here. Thank you for having me, Mark.
Yeah. We
On
both go to Eastern, and we both graduated from Eastern Illinois University. We actually we both we were we the two we were both involved with WEIU Newswatch,
hmm
and of course we also did a film project together for one of the class projects with
Yeah.
one of our classmates from
Yes.
school.
Filmed a really good scene where you were interrogating me. Uh, that was very fun.
That was a fun project.
Yeah, and like we also have the same major. I know you have multiple majors, television video production. So,
Yes, yes, including audio recording for music.
okay, yeah, that's right. That's the other one.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've been around the block, in the same corners of the universe that we call EIU. Bum bum
Yep.
bum. Um, yeah.
Yep. So anyway, Stevie, Five Nights at Freddy's. You have brought this up to me.
Yeah, well, because it came out, and the movie came out, and it was, I remember back in 2014 or 15, when like the first game came out, and I had the game on my school laptop with some other friends, and at lunch we would play it, as we were eating or when we were done eating, and then like of course we would like challenge each other to wear headphones on full volume as we're playing it, which just like brought it to its whole next level. It was like,
Oh,
um so yeah, I
that's
was
right.
like,
Because of the
yeah,
jump
yeah.
scares.
And they would be very loud. I mean, the fan in the game was like piercing, ear piercing when it's on full volume. So it's just like, I wouldn't probably do this now. I'll
Yeah.
care more about my ear health.
hmm
But
But on
yeah.
top of
So
but on top of that, was that your introduction to Five Nights at Freddy's?
yeah, yeah, it was, and it was all. I mean, it was also, at least in my circle, it was a big deal, and I remember even bringing like having like my siblings play it when I got home, and like they'd
Mhm.
be like, I can't believe you have this game or whatever. But it was a lot of fun because it's
Yeah.
like, it's strategy based. You have to like learn patterns and understand things. Anyway, but I remember hearing that like, well, they're going to make a movie, and then like so many years went by and it never happened. And occasionally I would hear
No,
things.
exactly.
Um,
It went through multiple directors, and I think it went through multiple directors, like
yeah.
Gil Kennan, who directed Monster House, and he also he I think and he was also involved with the recent Ghostbusters movie with Ivan Reitman's son, which came out in 2021. He was
Oh yeah.
attached to direct the movie, but unfortunately the project didn't go through. And then Chris Columbus even stepped in to direct as well, but he even backed out as well.
Okay, I'm glad that you know the history of that, because like yeah, I just knew there's a lot of like, yeah, director changes and like script changes, I'm assuming as
Yeah,
well.
and then the director for this movie, um, her
Emma
name
Tammy.
is Emma Tammy. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I will say this. I mean, for someone who is not like at the top, who's not a top tier director,
Yeah, she's done independent
yeah,
films. Yeah.
she at least she brought something to the big screen. I will say this.
Oh,
I mean,
100%.
yeah. To be honest, this is something that she brought to the big screen, and from my point of view, like she did a very good job.
Yeah, no, you can't tell that like there's any inexperience behind the directing at all, I don't think, really.
Yeah,
Um
and on top of that, Scott Cawthon,
right.
if I'm saying his name right, the guy who created Five Nights at Freddy's was was involved with this film. He wrote the screenplay and wrote the story as well with Emma Tammy.
Right, right. Yeah. And it was kind of nice to hear that because it also gave it another level of legitimacy because it was not like how some other adaptive what am I talking about? Other things that get
Other
adapted into
things that were
movies.
adapted.
It almost seems like, oh, it's in someone else's hands now, but like it's still the original creator's vision, which I found interesting because like I don't know, because like it did kind of the movie itself kind of wasn't exactly like how the games work. I mean, obviously,
Right.
but I don't know,
But
but I mean, we'll probably get into it, but
yeah. Oh, by the way, for everybody who is listening to this episode, huge
right.
spoilers ahead. Just to let everybody know. Because this is a film that just came out this is a film that just came out recently. So, huge spoilers for those who have not seen the movie.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think people should check it out for sure because
Yeah.
I mean, I was very satisfied with it. Like the movie ended, and I was like, yeah, I feel good.
Yeah.
A lot of times when I don't like a movie ultimately, I don't feel that great when the movie's over. I kind of be like, oh boy,
Mhm.
um, or I might kind of just feel neutral about it. But I was kind of like, yeah,
Yeah.
I appreciated that.
Yeah. Actually, to be honest, even before I went to see this movie, I had some doubts about this movie because before the movie came out, the critics did not give good reviews. Like there were a lot of critics on Rotten Tomatoes that did not put out that they threw out some very bad reviews.
Yeah.
Like it was like in the upper 20s to like lower 30s at one point, right when at one point. Although it's currently sitting at a 29% on Rotten Tomatoes. However, when you have a film based on a popular video game that has a huge following, there's going to be fans who would enjoy this.
Hmm.
And
Or not enjoy it.
but on top of that, I actually enjoyed it. Sure, do I think it's perfect? I don't. I didn't think it was perfect, but it was a fun movie. I found this movie to be a fun movie.
Yeah, I know I did too, and that's honestly what it all had to be. You know, um,
And
see,
just to
I
say, and another reason why um the game itself had a huge following too, because you had multiple YouTube reacting to this game, like as if they were playing this game for the first time while reacting. And the most notable YouTuber is none other than Markiplier, who had
yes, when it
posted.
comes to playing Five Nights at Freddy's, yeah, and that was cool kind of back in the day because my memory, my early memories of Five Nights at Freddy's is a game I played, but it was like a lot for most people, it's like a game I watched Markiplier play or Jacksepticeye
Yeah,
or Matt Pat talk about it and play it. Um, so
yeah,
it
there
was
was
kind of
definitely a lot of YouTubers who played this game, and actually some of them made cameos in this movie.
it sure did, yeah, that was exciting.
Unfortunately, yeah, and unfortunately, I know Markiplier was rumored to be in this movie, but unfortunately, he had a film project that he had to do. Like he's actually a director and an actor on his own film. So, and to be honest with you, that's a good reason. That's a good reason.
Right. Yeah, believe me, we know how difficult it is with schedules when it comes to making films.
Hmm.
And I couldn't imagine how difficult it would be to make like big films, you
Yeah,
know?
because
So,
because Markiplier is one of the most well-known YouTubers who has played this game.
yeah, 100%. Yeah, and we should mention that he was going to play the original security guard at the beginning that
Yes,
dies
that was the
because
role.
that wouldn't that have been nuts? Movie starts and it's him. Like
That
I'd
would
be
be
like, what the? Like I wouldn't even it's hard to even imagine that. Like would they like do his hair in a certain way or would they just be like, here's Markiplier? Like would they kind of like give him glasses or like try to make him not look like because like I don't know because like it would be so a little jarring. It would be cool, but it would be like I don't know. Right away, Markiplier's in it.
yeah.
YouTube. I don't know.
I
I would have
mean,
liked it.
what?
I would have liked it still. I'm not like saying
Yeah,
I think I'm
I
glad
mean,
that he couldn't do it or anything. I'm not saying that.
yeah, I mean, I think it would be awesome if he was in this movie. If he was in this movie, like you said, he was going to play the first security guard who was supposed to be killed off by I forgot. Oh man, the names you had Freddy. There's
There's
Foxy,
Bonnie, and then there's
Bonnie,
Chica.
and then Freddy's the bear.
Yes. And then there's Golden Freddy. Mark, don't forget him. And then no, I'm kidding. I'm
That's
kidding. I'm
right.
not gonna go through all
The
of them.
that's right. The yellow rabbit.
Yes. Yes, Springtrap.
Yep,
Yes. Or Golden Bonnie or whatever before he
Golden
was. Anyway,
Bonnie.
doesn't matter. Doesn't
Yeah, it
matter to
doesn't
be
matter.
completely right. Um, yeah, I think he died through Foxy running at him. And then there was that shot of him just going like, "Wah!" like the
Yeah, and he's
scream.
about to like this mask, and this calls back to I think I call this calls back to I think one of the sequels to Five Nights at Freddy's, where the mask, like where you get this like this mat, the inside of the mask got this like it's got these saws in it, those little saws in it. If you know, I don't know, I mean, or something,
Yeah.
where it literally goes on the victim's face, and like it kills and then that thing kills his victims.
Yeah, that might be a very or not very more recent game because like I kind of like detached myself from the Five Nights at Freddy's learning everything about it like by the third game just because they came out so fast and it kind of got diluted for me. So I'm not like up to date with everything. But no, I've
Were they as
never
fast as Foxy?
it was as fast as Foxy, literally. And I was
Because
like,
I actually watched I didn't watch I didn't watch the Five Nights at Freddy's sequel games, but I watched the first one through Markiplier, and
yeah,
literally Foxy runs out of Pirate's Cove and scares the security guard. Like you
I
gotta be
know.
quick on your like whenever he runs that fast in the hallway, you gotta be quick on your tail to like close those to close the doors.
I know, and I would have loved to see that same situation kind of play out in the movie, either either with the first security guard, although I kind of found it cool that he was trying to escape through the office through a certain way.
Yeah.
Um, and but like when the bullies came in and they're trashing the place, remember that?
Oh
And like
yes, yes, that's right.
they're like they're gonna get it.
Yeah, because
That was really good.
Mike Schmidt, I believe that's his name,
Yeah,
who's being played by Josh Hutcherson. Love Josh Hutcherson. It's actually
it,
been a while since I've seen Josh Hutcherson in a movie.
right. I think it has been a while since
It's
he
actually
was in
been
a
a
movie.
while,
So
so it's actually very nice to see him. It's actually nice to see him on the big screen again.
yeah, and he like took this so seriously and was dedicated and like it really made him just seem like a normal, like not normal, but like a
Mhm.
real person.
Yeah,
This
because
character. So
in the game, like if you remember when you get through all the nights, there's this paycheck that literally has Mike's name on it. Like you
hmm
see Mike's name on it, and like you get like a paycheck that says $120, and then night six, I should say, you get $120.50. Like oh, like
right. It's like the minimum wage of whatever the year takes place or something.
yeah,
I don't
and
know.
then
Matt Pat talks about it.
yeah, and then obviously I don't know if you catch the rest of Markiplier's gameplay Five Nights at Freddy's. Like there's like the last video that he did on Five Nights at Freddy. There was a I'm actually glad Mike did not get fired because in the movie because in the game at the end of the game, once you complete the entire game, there's like this note that Mike gets that says, sorry Mike, you are fired for tampering with the animatronics.
Oh yeah, that's right. And like odor's one of them too, or something like that.
Yeah. And actually, here's a fun fact. Markiplier was laughing so hard because one, he completed the game and he didn't even notice the note. He didn't see the notes because he's so thrilled that he completed the game.
Oh really? Oh, I didn't know that. You didn't
Yeah, he
see
was
it?
able to get through the first Five Nights at Freddy's. I mean, but it's really great. But I'm actually glad Mike did not get fired. I mean, I hope that's not the case, and I hope that's not the case in the sequel. But going to Mike, I know Mike. I think there were a couple times where Mike almost got fired. That first time around was when the break-in happens, and you mentioned the bullies that who broke in.
Yeah. Yeah, I was saying that like I kind of wanted to see I mean it was very nice to kind of be like, okay, now we could kind of see the animatronics at their full capacity. No one with plot armor is in there and
Mhm. And I actually
so
knew I knew that the animatronics were gonna go after them because it's revealed that that the bullies were sent by Mike's aunt, who
right.
like Mike's aunt. I
Aunt
forgot
Jane,
Jane. Was it Jane?
I think so.
Yeah, Jane. Jane sent out the bullies, and including the babysitter as well, because they were gonna like tarnish Mike's reputation, and on top of that, like the Aunt Jane was gonna take Mike's little sister away.
Yeah, the custody battle going on and all
Yeah,
that
there's like
stuff.
custody battle going on, and this was in the diner. This was all set up in the diner where um what's his name? He's the theory. He's the film theory guy.
Yeah, Matt Pat.
Yeah,
I know.
Matt Pat was there, and he was like, "What? Lunch is the most important meal of the day."
Right. And he's like, I thought it was breakfast. He's like, well, it's just a theory. I was kind of nuts. I was like, what the heck? I was fine with it though. It's like, why, be cheesy if this movie is like it's fine to be cheesy and stuff. And
Yeah,
like my
hey,
theater
that's
really
actually
reacted to
good.
that anyway, so it was a good moment. So
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, he's one of the few YouTubers who I'm pretty sure who played the game as well. Made this cameo appearance, which is very nice. So anyway, yeah, like everybody's at the diner. They go they and the aunt sends all of the bullies, including the babysitter who watches over Mike's sister, Abby,
yeah.
which is who is Mike's little sister. They trash the place, and then all the animatronics start coming out. And I knew right out of the gates that they were not going to survive.
Right, right.
Like when they started trashing the place, I was like, "Oh, they're gonna get it. Those guys are gonna get it. They're not gonna survive." Well, actually, I feel like the babysitter. I feel like the babysitter should have lived, but
I
don't
know.
you think?
Yeah. Like when the babysitter was in the car, I think her name was Max. I was like, "Oh, she's not gonna die because like she's just being badly influenced by these people. Like she's
Yeah.
not actually bad." But the thing is, she gets the worst death. She gets bitten in half
Yes.
by Freddy, which
Was that the fight of '87?
was that the Bite of 87? I think the Bite of 87 already happened, but yeah,
Maybe it was the meal of '87.
that was the meal. That was just a bite. That was
Yeah.
yeah. And I was like,
Actually,
that's crazy. And I kind of wanted to see all the rest of them kind of get taken out in a way like that. Like
yeah.
it was kind of all like, oh, they're here, they're coming, and now
Hmm.
we're gonna cut away. And it's like,
Yeah. And
oh,
here's the thing. Like, I think from what was her name again? The babysitter's name?
Max.
Max. Like Max's death, like her getting bitten in half. You see her lower body, like her upper body's devoured. Like
Hmm.
that's the closest thing you're gonna get to something that is gory.
Yeah.
that's one of the few closest things in this movie that comes close to being gory, because this movie's PG-13.
Right. Yes, it is
I,
indeed.
I was expecting more of an R rating, which which got me to have doubts about this movie. But at the end of the day, really, after seeing this movie, it still worked.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's not like I need more gore, man. I'm not like that. But there
But I
was
think
moments where I
everybody
was
was
like,
expecting more jump scares from the animatronics, because in the games, like if because in the games, like you get all the animatronics coming in, they're gonna come in they're gonna come in and doing the jump scares. Like,
right, yeah. Instead, like, it's kind of funny because, like, I don't think there's ever really a jump scare with Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, or Foxy, the main four. But
yeah,
there's like jump scares with Balloon Boy,
yes,
which in the game actually doesn't do jump scares. In the, I think there's fan games where he does. But
yeah,
yeah, no, there was a lot of moments in the movie where I was just like, yes, yes, this and that, and then this is gonna happen, and it's like, oh, no, it's not. Okay,
yeah. It's not
I
gonna
guess
happen.
it won't.
But the idea of this movie behind it, because when Mike goes in the first night, like he goes in the first night, but actually before that, he talks to his I believe it's his career counselor, who's being
Right.
played by Matthew Lillard, and I will say this, it's awesome to see Matthew Lillard in this movie, because Matthew Lillard, uh, he popped up in some I would definitely say some of the most memorable movies out there. Like, I don't know if you've
For
seen
sure.
Scream, the
Yeah.
first Scream movie, Scooby Doo, and the two Scooby Doo movies where he played Shaggy.
Yes. Yes. So
Yeah.
good.
In fact, Christian Taylor and I, we were reviewing the first Scream movie, and we were just talking about like Matthew Lillard a bit, and it
Hmm.
was awesome.
Yeah. No, he's seems like a super awesome, cool guy, and did a really, really good job in this movie. I think. I mean, he was weird and but like I don't know, he just like he made a good William Afton, the infamous William
Yes,
Afton,
that's right. He was the guy who came
the
up
guy.
with the place. What was it called? Freddy's Fazbear's Pizza or something?
Pizzeria? Yeah, Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. Yeah,
Yeah,
this is exactly right.
yeah, Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, if I'm saying that right.
That's right.
Yeah, the guy, William Afton, was the was the one who came up with this place, but unfortunately, he did things that goes way beyond the values of Freddy
Right. A
Fazbear's
family
Pizzeria.
friendly restaurant like made no sense. I know.
Yeah, and that was established like at the end of the movie, and I think that was established in the end of the movie, where uh, it was established in the end of the movie, but at the same time, that's that's more coming from Mike's point of view, because every time, because the first couple of nights when Mike's working, he he goes there the first couple of nights, and he just sleeps. He
I
sleeps the
know.
first couple of nights, and he has these nightmares where he's out camping with his family and his brother was there, and then his brother gets captured by this stranger. We don't even know who the stranger was, but then later on, there's about 4 or 5 kids there. You see 4 or 5 kids standing behind Mike, and they all run away. Well, they all run away. Mike tries to go after them because he wants the questions, because because let's not forget, he's a security guard. He's the security guard for the place, and I believe he was a former security guard at one point in the beginning of the movie, if I remember
Yeah, like a
correctly.
mall or something.
Yeah, but I think he got let go because beating up he was beating up a
He's
dad in
beating
in
up
the
a dad that was just, disciplining his child.
because
Right. Yeah. I
here's
mean,
the thing, because I mean, let's be honest, like, he left the kid behind.
yeah, I thought that was kind of neat because it was like we know that getting at children is unfortunately a theme in this movie. So
Yeah.
it's kind of playing with that expectations of the audience where you're like, yeah, Mike, go after him, you know?
Yeah, yeah, and I thought I was like, uh-oh. I was like, uh-oh. I was like,
Yeah,
oh, better stop this guy. But I don't know when I realized I was like, oh, that's the kid's dad. I was like, oh, that's the kid's dad. And I'm just like, oh wow, let's be honest, that was not good parenting. Why would you leave a child behind like that?
exactly. I mean, I guess I don't know. It seemed weird. It's almost seemed like because like if the kid was lost, I don't think the dad would grab them like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Or
because
maybe it
grabbing
was like,
yeah, because if a dad grabs a kid like that, that would not go well. That would not go for well, especially for a security guard.
exactly, yeah.
That I mean, but I do like the overall idea of this movie. Like the movie does put a little bit of focus on kids too, because because when you think about it, especially in the realm of Five Nights at Freddy's, the kids were because all the kids who were in Five Nights at Freddy's, they all became victims, and
Hmm.
their souls went into the animatronics.
Right. Yeah.
And I never catch on to this until the end of the movie. It took me a while to realize this, that I like the idea of the kids, but unfortunately, actually no, there was a actually no, it was the second night. I think it was the second night where one of the kids slashed Mike's hand,
Hmm.
and that was from Foxy. That was from
Yeah.
Foxy.
His hook. Yeah.
His hook. Was it Candy? What is this? What is this? Candyman now? Is he Foxy
I
Candyman now?
think he is. Yeah. What is this? Next thing you know, he's gonna be controlling bees. Ridiculous.
No, that would be Freddy's job.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Freddy.
Freddy,
So,
yeah,
because of the honey.
the
Sorry,
honey.
It's late. All right.
Hey, it
Um.
must be the honey.
Oh, Pooh Bear. All right. Anyway. Thank
Oh,
you. Thank you.
yes, yes. Oh,
Well, when
oh,
I think of Bear and Honey, I think of Pooh Bear and his paw going in and
yeah. Winnie the Pooh.
sorry, Winnie the Pooh. You're
Yeah.
right.
Oh man.
Pooh
Oh
Bear. Well,
man.
Pooh
Yeah,
Bear. Is that
yeah.
what?
Hey, hey, Pooh Bear, don't cross over, don't cross over to Fazbear's Pizzeria. Don't cross over to Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria.
Right. And don't
It's
try to
not
be a
gonna
horror
go well
movie.
for you. It's not
Yeah.
gonna go well for you. There's no honey in there. There's pizza in there, but there's no honey in there. Go back to Hundred Acre Woods, okay? Just go back to Hundred
Yes.
Acre Woods with
100 Acre Woods. Yeah.
uh,
Sorry.
uh
Christopher Robin will keep him at bay, I think. So we're good.
sure thing. Sure thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so Foxy slashes Mike in his dream and also
Yeah.
in real life. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's where I feel like that's where the first jump scare from Foxy should have come in, because I think if I remember correctly, I was watching Markiplier's first take for his first video on Five Nights at Freddy's, the first game. Foxy was the first. I believe Foxy was the first jump scare who
Yeah.
who came after Mike.
Yeah. If you don't know how to keep Foxy at bay, it's tough too. So
He runs fast.
understandable.
He is super fast. Like, well, I
Yeah,
want to say he's not like Quicksilver, Flash, or Dash, or Hammy the Squirrel kind of fast. But I'm just like,
yeah.
he's pretty fast.
Yeah, you have very limited time to close that door if it's not closed.
Yeah,
Once you see it. And then like, yeah. It's crazy, Mark. It's crazy. And especially if well here can I say when the bully was at the camera, he was in the office with the cameras and he
yeah,
was like seeing everything. And that's when he saw when she could put the cupcake into the vent and it was chasing after him. Um, you know, and then he like leaves and he eventually gets caught by Foxy. Like if he was gonna get ultimately caught by Foxy, I kind of wanted him to like look at the cameras and be like, okay, one's over there, kind of replicating how the game works. And
yeah,
then he
and
checks the Pirate Cove, which is like Foxy's curtain, and he sees
yeah,
that Foxy's not there. That would have been really cool. And then he's just like, oh, like no one's there. It's fine. But like as someone who like knows the game, they'll know that like, oh, that means he's coming for him.
yeah,
And
yeah,
then he just like runs in and I thought that would be really cool too.
That would have been really cool, but I like how this movie does call back to the games for the most part. Like
Yeah. Oh
like
yeah.
especially with Foxy being like the first animatronic to literally jump scare. Well, I wouldn't say he jump scared Mike in this movie. He kind of did, but you don't really see him. You see him through the perspective of the kid.
Yeah, there's multiple moments where he's like getting attacked in the dream world. And it's like I kind of want to see what's happening in real life. I want to see what they're
Yeah,
like. It'd be cool if he woke up and then Foxy's there and he's like he hits him and smacks him down and then like then maybe gets knocked out and then he wakes up
yeah.
in the that chair that
Hmm.
puts the head on him.
Yeah,
So
I also want to say this too, and I think I already said this already when you and I were texting each
yeah, we
other.
texted about it a little bit. Yeah.
I kept track of the nights, how many nights he was there. So I remember the first night. So you had the first night. The first night was his first night.
Hmm.
Nothing bad happened. Then the
Yeah, nothing actually.
second night, the second night was when he got slashed in the hand by Foxy.
Right.
And then third night, ooh, I don't remember the third night, but I remember the third night he was
That's
cleaning up.
when
He was
he
cleaning up
was
the third night, right?
yes, yes, and that's the first time that Abby, his sister, was there too.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then the fourth night was
They did
fourth
the
night was when
pillow fort.
the little fort, and
Yeah.
then that's when Abby got shocked by one of the animatronics.
Yeah,
And
the
then
Bonnie's guitar, which I was like, I didn't know that dispersed electricity like that, but okay.
yeah. The fifth night, obviously the fifth night was obviously the introduction to the OG himself.
I know.
To the OG himself, William Afton.
William Afton. My theater was like, like I was like, I was like, did you not know that it was him?
Yeah,
And
actually,
and so
I almost saw it coming too because I knew because my little brother Thomas, my little brother Thomas, my little brother my little brother he brought up to me that the guy who came up with fat with Freddy's Freddy Fazbear Freddy
Freddy
Fazbear's
Fazbear's Pizzeria. Yeah.
Pizzeria. He told me that the guy who created this is William Afton, and I think that fifth night was when that was gonna happen. Like,
Right.
because end of the movie, you gotta have this like climactic end of like, okay, who's in charge of all these animatronics? Who was the guy who did all this? Okay, why did Mike realize that? He just realized that um it was the guy who took who took Mike's brother. Like I like you're realizing this at the end. But even before that for Abby, I will say this. It was actually a nice addition. Like Abby and the other police officer, the female police officer, like
Yeah.
I forgot
Vanessa.
was
Vanessa.
Vanessa. Like she
Yeah.
was a very good addition. Like Vanessa and Abby, they were very good additions to this movie. They all show they care for each other, including Mike as well. Mike cared for his sister. You can definitely tell, like in the movie, that he really cares for his little sister, but
Oh
his little
yeah.
sister doesn't even care at all for one moment. But then it wasn't until when she realizes that the court the that she sees the court files she sees the court files that she was about to go into custody that she was gonna be in a custody battle between Mike and her aunt. Like this
Mhm.
is where she's like starting to realize like you're gonna
Like
send me away.
right, like oh I like she's ultimately on his side.
Yeah.
Hence why she's drawn pictures of him.
Hmm.
Um yeah, totally. And
And then I really like how like when Abby, Mike, and Vanessa were all at the pizzeria. Like it was a very heartwarming moment too. It's like they're a family. It's like they're a family now at one point. But for a moment, and it does escalate a little bit during the fourth. It does escalate during the fourth night. But even
mhm.
before that, I like how Abby sleeps during the third night, and and Mike was like, I think Mike wasn't Mike who said, "I'll be right back." I think Mike said, "I'll be right back."
Um, I'm not sure. I think it was like was asleep, but then the Freddy ghost was talking to Abby and woke her up and then brought
Oh,
her. Am I thinking of a different night?
I think it
Maybe
was
I am.
I think it was the third night. Maybe it was a different night. I completely forgot. But I remember when I think it was Abby. It was Mike who fell asleep. I was like, oh no, oh no 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 no. He fell asleep. He fell asleep. He fell asleep. And then Abby's awake. It's like, oh, I'll go check out the place. I hear
Yeah.
a voice. I was like, no, 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 no. You not know what are you doing with. These are animatronics. These are animatronics coming to life.
Hmm. Yeah,
And
I when she like befriended all of the animatronics, and then when they made the fort, I
mm-hmm.
almost wish that there was, and then they like had a scene where they tried to kill Mike, the animatronics. I kind of wish I would reorder the. I'm fine with everything that happened, but I would put like of like them trying to kill Mike first. So like he has a very like set like he knows that these animatronics are like possessed and dangerous and they're
Yeah.
they're killers, they're villains, so
Mm-hmm.
like when like Abby's I wanted it to be like that much more of like no, this can't happen, but Vanessa's like we're making a fort, and like I wanted Mike to kind of I wanted like more levels of, because it was kind of just like sure, I guess we'll make four, why not, like I kind
Yeah.
of wanted it to be more contrasting, like we're making the fort because I have nothing to do as an officer in this
Mm-hmm.
town. So like, um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I don't know. And like the way he discovered that animatronics moved was when he found Abby and stuff. Like I kind of wanted it to be like a more scary situation for him.
Yeah.
Like kind of
Because
like when you play the game.
I was expecting like the animatronics to like like have Abby be an animatron to be an animatronic because like I said, I found out that the kids like all the souls of the kids are inside these animatronics.
Yeah, yeah,
And
I like that. It makes sense that like
yeah,
that's why that they're bonding with Abby, because they can relate to her.
yeah, and it's a very cute and at this point it's a very cute moment that Abby is bonding with the animatronics and she introduces the animatronics to Mike like this is Foxy, this is Freddy, this is Bonnie, and this is Chica, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I actually liked how Chica winks at Mike.
Oh yeah,
Like
we're our friends and we're gonna play together. Ding. Yeah, like
I think there was definitely some audience reactions to that.
yeah, exactly, exactly. It should have been like I don't know. I mean, I say it should have been like this, should have been like that, but like I'm ultimately satisfied with it. I kind of just wish it kind of went harder on like all of the stuff. Like
Yeah,
if like I don't know,
I don't know
like
either, but
if more like more if more kind of things like kind of happened in like with like in the game, because like I played recently the first game again just to kind of
mhm,
after I saw the movie, and I was like, man, they appear a lot more scarier in the game.
in the game
um
compared to the
and I
movie, but at least the movie you could definitely see like they're from the games. They look
Mhm.
exactly like their counterparts from the games. So at the
Oh
very
yeah.
least, they were faithful. The filmmaker um, Emma Tam Emma Tammy was able to like recreate the animatronics and they do look faithful. The animatronics look pretty faithful. They look faithful to the animatronics look faithful to their video game counterparts.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, this adaptation for Five Nights at Freddy's, I would say, is on par with Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
Because just like this movie and that movie, after Detective Pikachu, I was like, that was fine. I mean, in terms of adaptation, like a lot of people are saying the Finest Freddy, oh, just another bad video game adaptation. I was like, it gets way worse than that when it comes to video game movie adaptations,
I
you know?
mean, there are far worse video game movie adaptations out there. There are far worse.
Yeah. And so like Detective Pikachu, there were some things where I was like, I wanted it to go harder. Like I wanted to see like, the cool. It seemed like they kind of set up for a cool Pokemon battle at some point, but then there wasn't. It's kind of stuff like that where it's like, oh, they kind of set it up for like a really cool, scary, eerie moment in Final Fantasy Freddy's, but it kind of didn't, and it kind of went more like, oh, isn't this fun and cute kind of direction. I think that's kind of
Yeah,
what my thoughts are
like,
when I
there
lost
were
my train of thought.
definitely cute moments in Five Nights at Freddy's, most notably with Abby and the animatronics. Even moments where with Mike and Vanessa, like there were moments like that too. And I'm glad that Vanessa and Mike, like, I mean, their conversation scene was good too. Like they had some good conversations, like how she introduced Mike to the place while also discussing the problems between the two. Like they
Yeah,
both had their own problems. Both of them had their own problems. I mean, obviously Mike, because Mike was going through through very tough times, like losing his little brother. Like I can't imagine how bad that is. I can't imagine going through a difficult time through that. Like
yeah,
he
100%.
couldn't let go of he couldn't let go of it, and he's been taking sleeping pills while sleeping, and of course looking up at his Nebraska poster while sleeping as he was dreaming of his adventure in Nebraska. It was like a camping adventure where he lost his brother.
Yeah,
And during the
yeah,
conversation that he had with Vanessa, that was like in the middle of the movie. Um,
right.
they were at this little creek, and it was like in his neighborhood, and they were talking for a while, and for a moment, like Vanessa just like tells Mike, "Why don't you let go of it? Like, listen, why don't you let go? Why don't you let go of this? Just let go. Why don't you let go of this past? I mean,
Hmm.
because he kept clinging on to the past for a long while. Like, I understand why he didn't want to lose Abby because Abby like Abby's all is like Abby's the only family that he's got. Because I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, he's got an aunt, but his aunt his aunt is
she's awful.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
She's-
And even I think was it Freddy who went after the I believe it was Freddy who went after the aunt
Uh,
or somebody. It was one of the animatronics.
yes. Was it that? It was the yeah, it was like the golden Freddy or the disheveled Freddy. I really don't know exactly what that was supposed to be.
Yeah, because
Let's just say golden Freddy.
yeah,
Yes.
Golden Freddy.
Sorry, it took me a second to
Yeah,
remember.
because the aunt met her demise, and actually I actually saw that coming too because let's not forget she was the one who sent out not only oh shoot well the babysitter and the
Mhm.
bullies to trash the place, but
Yeah. Yeah.
she had it
She was
coming.
she was
She had
blood on her hands for sure.
mhm. Yeah, she had it come. She had it come. She had it coming, and yeah, and for a moment, I'm glad Mike threw away the pills. At one point, he threw away the pills, brings Abby over to the place, but knowing the fact that the fourth night, Abby got electrocuted by the guitar, and then Vanessa even threatened Mike at one point, and this goes clings back to clings back to the past. Like Vanessa says, if you ever do something like that again, I,
I'm gonna
I
shoot
will.
you.
Yes, that's what she said.
Yeah.
She said that to Mike, and then Mike goes back to the pills. He took his pills. He goes back to sleep, and I believe it was the fifth night. And this is where he realizes where he's going to get captured by the by the animatronics. And this was actually before that. Um, Mike decides to go through the custody battle and have have the aunt watch over Abby, and then Abby was just like, I hate you. Like,
Hmm.
oh, I was like, no, I can't believe Mike did that. I really can't. Like, I mean, I can't believe Mike really did this to his little sister like that. Like, knowing the fact that the aunt is far worse.
Yeah, I know. I mean, he was like, I mean, it was a sad moment. He's out of options, and like, he also like agrees with uh his aunt, which he said multiple times, where he's like, "Well,
Yeah.
I'm not capable of it and stuff."
Hmm.
Um, and it was like she was kind of like winning every um like argument, in that regard.
Yeah.
So
Well, actually, the animatronics actually won.
yes, no, ultimately they did.
Yeah,
Yes,
because
they always do.
yeah, they have their ways
Um,
too. Like Golden Freddy. I'm just gonna say Gold. But I'm just gonna go off say Golden Freddy.
yeah,
Golden
that's
Freddy
fine.
goes over to the house. I can't believe to which how did they find the house? I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter
They're
because
ghosts. They know all. I don't know, something like that.
actually that's true. That's true. That's really true. That's true because they found out and they found Abby and it's like, hey, let's go. Hey, are we good? Hey, are we gonna go back to the place? And then I think, and I believe Abby noticed that the aunt was dead, already dead. Like Golden Freddy killed the ant.
Yeah, he sure did.
Yeah, that
Um,
was. And then
do we want to talk about the taxi ride?
yes, because this is where it segues into the taxi driver, where like the taxi driver was waiting for Abby and then he doesn't notice that he doesn't notice that um well I would say Golden Freddy was in the taxi was in there too, and then the taxi was like, oh my goodness,
Hmm.
why do I always get the weirdos?
Yeah, yeah, that was in the trailer. Um,
That was Corey Kenshin.
that's right. Yeah.
Well, actually, his actual name is Corey Williams, but many people will know him as Corey Kenshin. He's another YouTuber. He's another YouTuber as well.
Right, yes. I don't know that much about him, but um, I mean, yeah, it's cool that they have like fun cameos like that.
Yeah.
Uh, I remember
Oh
in the
yeah.
trailer, I was like, yeah, because it was one of those things where it was like a scene or a quick clip that played after the trailer's kind of like over. It already shows the title of the movie, and then there's like a funny scene,
Hmm.
which I'm not really a fan of that anymore because that's kind of been done to death so much in
Yeah.
movie trailers. So that kind of got me a little scared, but like, I mean, the movie was just like it was like a fast, fun moment when
Yeah.
it wasn't like ruining a moment that was like, emotional or scary or anything like
Hmm.
that. So no, I have no problem with that. So
Yeah.
it was cool. It was cool.
I didn't have a problem with it either because a lot of people who are fans of the game were expecting cameo appearances from different YouTubers who have played the game. Corey Keshin is one of them. Then you have the film theory guy, and
Hmm.
then I think there was another YouTuber as well. There were a couple of other YouTubers too, but those were the only two that I remember. But
Yeah.
and then of course Markiplier. Everybody was wondering if Markiplier was going to be in this movie,
He'll
but
probably
no,
be in a future one if they make more.
yeah, he
Yeah.
probably will. He probably will. But in fairness, he had a good reason. He had a good reason. He had a good reason why he's not in the film. He had a movie that he had to do. Plus, he was also the director. And but he's not only an actor in that movie, but he's also the director of that movie. And that's a pretty big deal too. And
Yeah, yeah, Iron Lung.
Markiplier also did a video a while back before the Markiplier also did a video before the movie came out to explain why he's not in this movie.
I saw that actually. Yeah. So that's kind of when I was like, oh, really? There actually might be like YouTuber cameos and stuff.
Yeah,
So I was still surprised to see Matt Pat though.
yeah.
Thought that was neat.
Hmm. But Corey Keshin was the one I recognized because my little brother saw the trailer too, and he recognized him, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Who's that guy?" And I was like, "That's Corey Keshin." I was like, "Oh,
Oh, the Corey Keshin. Yes. That's
yeah,
awesome. Yeah, and they treated them very nicely. I saw Matt Pat's video on his film theory channel where we talked about the movie, how he had to keep it a secret for a year or so, and like how they kind of gave them a special treatment, because like they were only there for a day, but
Yeah,
it's like they gave him a trailer and stuff, and just to be nice, and
yeah, that's that's
which
that's still good. That's
yeah,
good. So
gosh, God, that'd be so fun,
yeah,
honestly, just on a movie set like that, and I'm just a YouTuber, but I'm here getting this experience. I would love it. I would love it.
yeah. But anyway, going back to the fifth night.
Yes.
Oh, this is the
Oh, the
fifth
fifth
night.
time! Can't believe we made it this far. Okay.
Yep. And then this is where Mike realizes that, okay, these are the kids. These are all the kids, the souls of the kids inside the animatronics, because he is being dragged by I forgot who he was. I think it was not Golden Freddy. Golden Freddy. I think Golden Freddy was with um Abby. I think Golden Freddy was with Abby. I think
Yeah, when Mike's being yeah, when he's getting put onto the chair with
onto
the
the chair, and
blades
then
on.
the
Yeah.
mask, was about to go on to
Yeah.
Mike, but thankfully he was
Honestly, I
able to
thought he might
escape.
have. Right. I wasn't 100% sure he would, honestly, because I heard there was like theories that like he actually might die in it. Um, so I was just like, I don't want that, first of all,
No,
because
I mean, you can't let that happen, because in the game, at the end of the game, he got two different paychecks.
yes, like lore wise he survived, so I was kind of just like, would they change that though? I don't know.
Yeah,
And like there were
I mean,
theories that like,
if they literally changed that, I feel like all the fans would go berserk. But
yeah,
in my opinion, because like, why would they kill off a character that is part of the lore? That is part of the lore.
right. And also from like a movie perspective, like we are experiencing this movie from the perspective of Mike, so if you take him out, it's kind of like, what now,
Yeah, like what now? There wouldn't be a sequel if they kill him off.
Yeah, I guess I didn't think of that really, like,
Um,
uh, will he be like a leading character through, if this becomes like a franchise kind of thing? I
yeah,
don't
was
know.
he? I mean, I never played the other games, but I never played the games nor
Hmm.
watched the other Five Nights at Freddy videos besides the first one, besides the Markiplier's take on the first game. But
Right.
was Mike still a character in the sequels?
I don't think so. I know in the second game, which is actually a prequel in the timeline, it is a different person doing
Oh,
this security. Um, that's all I know, actually.
okay.
I don't know any of the other games.
But because in the game, because at the end of the game, because at the end of the game, where at the end of the game, like he got fired. Like as I brought up, Mike got fired because, well, odor, and then tampering with the with the animatronics.
Yeah, I guess, I mean, maybe what the fight between William Afton and Mike was Afton's way of saying you're fired, you
I
know?
think so. I
Yeah.
think so. But I think that was after the sixth night. I think that was after the sixth night, because there's a sixth night, and then there's another level. There's like a final level where like it's a custom level. There's like a custom level that he had that Mike had to do and that was where he was fired.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, yeah. It's in the game, there's a bonus night, sixth night, and then there's also custom mode where you could like, um you could set how aggressive each animatronic is. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm following. I'm following.
Yeah, because like I watched that video from Markiplier where he set the animatronics to the to the most high. How
Yeah,
extreme can they go? And oh, good luck.
I
Good
know.
luck with that.
It is remarkable watching it, because like he's like flipping through and checking things real fast, and they're like they move they move like every chance they get, which is like every
Yeah.
few seconds. I have trouble like with night 4 and 5, so I don't know if I can do that 20 mode. Yeah.
But yeah, but I mean, although it is a little disappointing we didn't get a sixth night nor a a custom night, although maybe that could be possible in the sequel. We'll never know. I mean, there might be a prequel too, because like you said, there's a prequel game that follows in. So that could
Yeah.
be the game. The prequel could be based on the game where the entire where it all started, especially with William Afton as well.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see which directions they take the movies in.
But
If
but
it's
anyway,
like,
yeah,
yeah.
go ahead. Go ahead.
No, like if it's like, oh, they're gonna keep moving forward, they're not gonna make a prequel, but like things in the past will be shown through like flashbacks only,
Yeah,
or will they flat out make a prequel? I don't know. I don't
yeah.
know.
I think they might do like a prequel sequel type of movie because at the end of the movie, Vanessa is in a coma at the end of the movie,
Yes, yeah.
and William Afton, William Afton, I am assuming he's still alive. I think.
Or no, I think he does die. I think he possesses the Golden Bonnie suit, and that
Yes, he
becomes
does.
a Springtrap, which is the big bad of the Five Nights at
Yeah,
Freddy's franchise. Yeah.
and that was a big reveal too. That was a big reveal too because I didn't think. Oh, actually, no, I didn't. Well, that was a big reveal too because you gotta have like the creator, the OG, come on out to reveal that
Yeah.
that I was the one who built this place. I was the one who took your brother, and now you're gonna mine.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for those kind of I'm the villain all along reveals. I know it
Yeah,
happens
and
often, but like
yeah,
it's not cut and paste. There's a lot of different ways you could do it.
well,
I'm a
exactly.
big believer in that.
Yeah,
So
and
yeah, I love
I'm
that
actually
stuff.
surprised it's Matthew Lillard too, because Matthew Lillard is William Afton in
Yes.
this movie, and
Excellent.
I could be wrong. I know he plays the career counselor as well, but was it the same guy? Is it William Afton and the career counselor? Are they both the same? Are they both the same, or are they two different separate characters? Because I'm a little confused. Because
I think he was pretending to be someone else. Like I think he had that job and changed his name. Um yeah, and was like it was like a alter ego for
yeah,
William Afton. Yeah.
and it was also revealed that Vanessa was the daughter to William Afton, and
Yeah.
she brought this up to him. She brought this up to Mike at the police station, and
Yeah.
she revealed to Mike that he was the one who took the kids, including Mike's brother.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting Vanessa to be his daughter. I didn't know that. I don't know if that
Yeah.
was being revealed for the first time for the movie or if that was established in the games because I think Vanessa's first game she's in is actually the most recent one, which is Security Breach. And she was just like put into this movie. So I didn't know. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was
So that's very
revealed
cool.
like that. Yeah, and I like the strategy that Vanessa. I like this little strategy that Vanessa gave to Mike to just on how to stop the animatronics. Like, you gotta tase these guys. Like,
Yeah, fighting them with like the tasers and like the water trick that he did, I thought that was very neat.
that was very
Um,
neat too.
mhm.
I
And
liked how Mike came for Abby. It was Chica who took Abby into that chair, I think.
yeah, how
And
how dare Chica do that?
yeah, and of course on top of that, you see dead bodies. There are dead bodies. We see
Yeah.
the dead body of the babysitter.
Yeah, yeah, and then you see like the guy that I think I got attacked by Bonnie and like he had completely squished head. It was kind of like there were like moments where it was like very PG-13 and then there was moments where it was really pushing the envelope like that.
Yeah, they were pushing the
Um,
envelope for an R rating.
yeah, so they were probably close, which is probably why they kind of had to dial back so much on other
Yeah,
things. You know, I, I really don't know how it works, but I don't know.
yeah,
I would have saved more of the gory, scary stuff for maybe when William Afton gets squished in the suit, you
yeah,
know, because I know that's like a very infamous moment that the fans know about. It's like a
yeah.
big lore moment.
Hmm.
But I always imagined it being like terribly, horribly. painful and gory, although it really wasn't. But like I said, it's like I don't need blood gushing out in every which
Mhm.
way, or I don't want it to be like The Boys when someone
Yeah,
explodes. But like it could be, like it could be like he could be like ah, like there could be like some screams of pain because he was kind of like taking it, as like they were
he was
going in.
taking that pain. He was taking that pain as if he was this brute. And
Right, which is fine because like he's evil and he's like I'll always come back. He's confident, so it's fine.
yeah,
But like if it kind of just really kind of showed how actually painful um, that would be kind of neat if he like couldn't help himself, but be
yeah.
like oh like I don't know, and if it's
Well,
I don't know, and more
yeah.
kind of crazy sounds and stuff,
Hmm.
like I don't know, but it's
Yeah,
fine.
it was fine. Yeah, but William stabbed his own daughter in the
Yeah.
gut.
Yeah, I was shocked by that. I thought you might die. I was like, okay,
I
Vanessa's
I
gone.
thought that too. I thought that too because Vanessa was a very close friend to Mike.
Yeah,
To like Abby was Mike's only family, and then Vanessa was Mike's only friend that he got.
yeah, and it's another stab in the back, no pun intended. No, I'm kidding. It wasn't intended. Um, yeah, to Mike and stuff. I mean, yeah,
It's
William Afton
so
just wants to go out. He wants to cause misery and pain for people.
yeah,
Um,
it's so tough. Mike lost his brother. He doesn't want to lose his sister. He doesn't want to lose his sister, and
he
now he doesn't
especially
want to
doesn't.
lose Vanessa either, which resulted in Abby to draw a picture of William Afton being the monster that he is,
Right.
and all the animatronics turned on Afton, and they just literally drag him into the other room while he's being like while the insides of his golden bunny suit piercing through his lungs.
Yeah. That happened. Uh, yeah, yeah. I don't know what else to say about that, but it was neat. He said the line, I always come back. That's like a famous William Afton line.
Yeah, and
And I
I
remember
think that's
my
a
theater was like,
line that you
oh,
probably what'd you say?
my theater was just like, oh my gosh, he said it.
I
Uh,
I think it's a line you probably hear from different horror movies, I believe, where the villain comes back.
yeah, it's like, what? I thought you were gone forever. I thought when Vanessa gets stabbed, I thought she was gonna die for real, not somehow survive that stuff. No,
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
she's in a coma now. Like she's in a
Yeah.
coma, and Mike visits Vanessa in the hospital. Like she's still in a coma, but he sees her. He talks to her a little bit, and he's thinking about her. He's thinking about her because Vanessa really helped Mike out throughout this movie.
Yes, absolutely. And she finally got over the past and fought against her dad who
Yeah, and so did
and
Mike
his
as
vicious
well.
plans.
I mean, so did
Yeah.
Mike.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
did Mike because now Abby is happy. She's making friends now too.
Hmm. Yeah, that was a very nice moment. I was like, that's good. I'm glad things are going up.
Yeah,
I'm glad things are on the up and up for them. Uh,
and that's where the movie ends too.
yeah, yeah, and it's interesting. They talk about becoming a cow by drinking a lot of milk. So, um, yeah, and like, by the time the credits roll, I was like, I'm satisfied with that. It's kind of
Yeah, I was like, okay. That's actually
right.
not that bad. Not as bad as what the critics are saying. I mean,
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't understand that
yeah,
really. I mean, because it's not. it's not a disaster, based on this conversation. It's like I feel like it's like it could have went more heavier on stuff,
Yeah.
and like I could have had a little bit more horror scary elements,
Hmm.
like maybe when Chica was leading Abby to the thing, like maybe she could have picked her up and it could have been like a complete
Yeah.
switch instead of a nice graceful. But like
Hmm.
maybe there's also a reason for, I mean, there probably is a reason for that.
Hmm.
Like they don't see it as a bad thing, the animatronics, because they're being
Yeah.
fooled by William Afton.
Hmm.
But still, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
in the
But
games, their jump scares are pretty vicious. They're not
yeah.
like, "Hey, welcome,
And
welcome to our world."
I was expecting to see the jump scares. I was expecting to see more jump scares to come out, not just from that balloon boy, but from the animatronics as well. Which is obviously one of the criticisms that this movie gets. There wasn't enough jump scares from the animatronics. This is all
Yeah.
from the perspective of the little kids in
Yeah,
Mike's dream.
and yeah, I know. I would it would have been cool to see real life stuff. I mean, a lot of people are really mixed on the dream sequences in this movie, but I mean, I think it's fine. And I
Hmm.
kind of liked when like Abby and Mike were having the same dreams, and they were like, "Whoa, this is crazy." And then like there's a way they could like manipulate it and get actual like facts that and like discover new things from through
Yeah.
their dreams, which was kind of neat.
Hmm.
But like I like if I was a filmmaker, like I feel like I would have like a thing where I'm just like when you watch my movies, there's no dreams. So like what you're seeing on screen, you don't like, and you think like maybe this is a dream. Like you could disregard that. Whatever happens is happening currently. You know, it would be cool to kind of see like I don't know, like like Bonnie get into the office and the jump scare sound happens and he like whoa, like freaks out and falls on the chair. Um,
Yeah.
and then maybe because like if what they do after the jump scare, because I remember when you play the games, you're like, well, what did they do after the jump scare? It just cuts
Yeah.
away. Maybe they could like hit them and knock them out, and then they wake up in the chair. You know, I don't know,
Yeah.
something like that.
Something like
It-
that. I forgot to mention like at the end of the movie, like before I think it was before the credits roll, maybe. Um, we see one last shot of William Afton in the Golden Bunny suit, like in this corner, like still grunting, like, and you see the eyes flashing too, kind of like what you see in the game. And then
mhm.
like you get that dun 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 dun, dun.
Classic. Yeah.
Yeah. And then because it's I believe it's Golden Freddy, but it's from the little boy's perspective. Like he watches he sees William Afton in that corner and suffering, then the young boy closes the door on him.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
They
is
now know
yeah.
he's a big bad, very
That
big.
is that is that is probably one of the most creepiest scenes that I've ever seen in that movie.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean the ghost things was cool. It was cool like when the Foxy kid kind of like backed into the
Yeah.
darkness of the curtain and he emerged as Foxy. Oh, that was
Mhm.
real cool. Like
Mhm.
and that might have been all practical, honestly. I know the
Yeah,
suits
they
are
were all
practical.
practical. These it was all practical. It was all practical. I mean, I think a little bit of maybe a little bit of CGI was added into it, but it was all
Maybe for the
practical.
cupcake, yeah, when the cupcake was like bouncing real fast, yeah.
Yeah,
But
I remember the cupcake. Yeah, the cupcake. Oh, that
cupcake was
cupcake was
going nuts, man.
yeah. He was
Cupcake got
going
more
nuts
screen time
on
than
Mike.
wait, sorry, what?
He was going nuts on Mike.
Yes.
The cupcake was going crazy on Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, and
I
Mike was like, "Get off him! Get
and
off him! Get off of
and I
me!"
it, yeah, and I say this, I'm like, why if he was had to be attacked by an animatronic, why couldn't it be, either Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, or Foxy? Like, why did it have to be the cupcake? Like why couldn't he shove the electric wand, like the crowd control wand or whatever, into like, you know, Chica's like gullet or whatever, and like that would have been a cool fight scene, I think, if
Yeah,
it was
that
with
would
a
have been
full
cool.
blown animatronic.
Yeah,
I mean, I
Chica
love
gets
that kind of
knocked out
stuff.
too.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
well, I'm glad that the animatronics are back to life. Well, at the end of the movie, and then like putting William Afton in that corner in that room, and then the Golden Freddy as a kid just closes the door on him. Like, yeah.
Mhm.
And then there's another scene during the credits where the cab driver comes back again.
Oh, wait, really? Wait, there's
Yeah,
another post-credit scene?
Corey Keshin.
Oh, wait, okay. Wait. Sorry, explain this.
There's another scene where Corey Keshin comes back, like he was driving around. Where he was driving around, um, and then Balloon Boy
Oh
comes
yeah.
back.
That's right. I forgot. Yeah, that's right.
He
That's
come
right.
and he comes back and scares the cab driver.
Right. I saw that one. Okay. I was like, I think I stayed and watched until like the credits were done. So, okay, I remember.
Oh,
Balloon Boy.
that was a funny moment too. But it's one of those. I think it was a mid credit scene. It was one of those scenes where it's stupid, but it gets you a good laugh.
Yeah, that's another trend. It's like you get like the serious after credit scene where it's like it might be teasing something or it might be showing something, and then there's the funny one, and they
Yeah,
come in whichever order.
yeah. To which
Yeah.
Marvel is doing right. To which Marvel was doing with their past movies, but
Yes, and now it's every movie.
now it's every movie.
For better or worse. I mean, I don't have like a thing.
I
I don't
don't
think like,
think
no, no one should
Marvel.
do it.
Yeah,
Like, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying
yeah.
that.
But Marvel's been on a downtrend right now. But
I know, man.
yeah,
So sad.
but that's different. But
It's
that's
another
different from
episode
them.
topic,
That's
literally.
another episode topic. But
Hmm.
other than that, if there's gonna be a sequel to Five Nights at Freddy's, I mean, bring it on. And
Yeah.
I hope they bring Markiplier on board. I mean, this would be a golden opportunity to bring Markiplier on board for a sequel.
Yeah, 100%.
And
Um,
if they're gonna do that, it'll probably be a prequel and a sequel because where it was left off, because where it's left off right now, like we could get a because part of this movie we see flashbacks of how I think part of it this would probably be like a Godfather Part 2 like approach, if that's the case. Where
mhm.
first part of the movie is basically the origins of Freddy's Fazbear's Pizza Place, and then like the aftermath of what happened, where Vanessa where I'm pretty sure Vanessa will live, but maybe realize that I don't and then realize that William Afton is not dead at all, if that's the case, because we still hear him breathe. He was still breathing at that at the very end of the movie, even though he was pierced through.
Yeah.
I think. I
Or
think.
maybe that was his ghost.
Oh,
Ooh.
that's true. That could be his ghost. Maybe he's the ghost now. He's the ghost inside that animatronic.
Yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen, honestly.
And if that's the case, that would be. I think that would be that's a sequel. That's a
That's a
movie.
sequel.
That's a
That's
movie.
sequel juice power. Sorry. Um, yeah, I think and he's gonna come back more powerful than ever before, if I
Yes.
could be so bold to suggest something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. But we'll have to weigh on that. But we'll have to weigh on that.
Yeah, 100%.
But the movie, I mean, despite the reviews, a lot of fans love this movie, and the film made money. Like it made $217.1 million as of
Whoa.
like so far. It
Okay.
made two hundred and
Awesome.
seventeen point one million dollars so far, and it's already been how long has it been? How many weeks has it been? It's not too long,
Like
like
two?
almost 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like about 2 weeks. Like it's been 2 weeks, or it's about 2 weeks, and it already made over $200 million on a $20 million budget.
That's awesome.
And I don't know.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations, congratulations to the film with Five Nights at Freddy's. Like this is a low budget movie. I mean, I want to say, while it's a low budget movie. It's one of those low budget movies where where it succeeded in it where it actually succeeded. This is a low budget movie where it actually succeeded. Like
Yeah,
it didn't cost that much to make. I mean,
that's cool.
it didn't cost it wasn't a big budget movie. It was a small budget movie. Like,
Hmm.
sure, $20 million is a lot of money, but it's still in that range where it's still that low budget movie and it succeeded. And
Yeah,
there
that's
was a lot of heart and passion put into this movie, because for a video game movie adaptation, like when you do a video game movie adaptation, you really gotta respect the source material. Like they really got like the
yeah.
writers and directors really need to respect the source material. And for the most part, they really put a lot of work into that movie. I can really tell.
Yeah, and that's why I'm really glad that it did well because a lot of the actors and then Emma Tammy and um, having Scott Cawthon kind of coach
Yeah,
or not like coach, but like kind of guide the process. It was
yeah,
like look, we're gonna do this justice. We're gonna do this right. It's been a long time coming, so like we're gonna do this right. And like yeah, the respect is like so appreciated for viewers like you and me
yeah.
for anything. So it is very just nice to see when like you take a beloved franchise like Five Nights
Uh-huh.
at Freddy's and being like we're not gonna just like put something together and be like, look, Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Hey, you
Yes,
want another one? We'll put another one together. Here's another one. You
because
want you want side thing? You want like spin-offs? Here they are. Here
here
they
they
are.
are.
Like
We'll make sure we respect the source material. As long as we respect the source material, we got it. I mean,
yes.
hey, we may have a different character, but we'll make sure. Well, we're gonna make sure we don't like screw up too much, and we just gotta make sure we respect the source material.
Yeah, because
Because
yeah.
The Mario movie, there was. I mean, if you watch the Mario movie, seen the Mario movie, like it looks it looks great. It looks so
Yeah.
great because it's like there was a lot of time and effort put into that movie to really bring that movie to life, but also respecting the source material as well. Because there was a lot of references in that movie, in the Super Mario Brothers movie too.
Yeah, I really liked like all the relationships between the characters and stuff. It's like, yeah, that's kind of what I expected. Like the way that Peach would interact with Mario and then like and Luigi and like the way Toad would interact with them and then like Donkey Kong and how like Mario and Donkey Kong have like a rivalry going on.
Yeah.
I'm just like this is kind of I like this is how I imagined it or whatever.
Hmm.
I appreciated that Bowser was silly. I feel like that was a good approach to take. And not like just like kind of leaning into just like being goofy, with
Yeah.
and then also, oh, where's my train of thought with these things?
Like I was
I forgot.
expecting. I mean, I wanted to see more of that. Like between Five Nights at Freddy's and Mario and the Mario movie, like I want to see more. Like I wish we could have gotten a little more, but hey, you know what? What these movies had, it still worked.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Honestly, I kind of think like I know the length of the Mario movie was a thing that was controversial just because they were like people wanted more. But I mean,
Yeah,
I actually kind of like the length. I was like, it's an easy watch. I
yeah, an
appreciate
easy
an easy
watch,
watch these days,
and
honestly.
I think Five Nights at Freddy's is an easy watch too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean, it's like 2 hours,
Hmm.
just under. Um, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just hope like if there's gonna be future movie adaptations where if there's gonna be more future movie adaptations, whether it's from like comic book source materials or even for video games. I really hope they take they wa- I really hope they watch these movies too, because you could definitely because they put a lot of heart and passion into this movie and researching the source material of these movies, because Five Nights at Freddy's and the Mario Brothers movie, like, yeah, I mean, sure, their audience, sure, like not a whole lot of people enjoy this movie, but for the fans who've seen this movie realize that, oh my goodness, they really went they really did this movie. They really actually put a lot of heart and passion into this movie to get this to get this world to respect the source material and the lore. That is great, and I really hope there are a few more movies. I want to see more movies like this and more video game movie adaptations. Like just recently, like with Detective Pikachu, Sonic the Hedgehog, and the Mario movie, and there's probably a couple of other movies as well. They started to get a little more love nowadays. There's a little more love to video game movie adaptations now. From the
Yeah, because they're getting a little better at doing it and making movies into
yeah.
a video game, or sorry, opposite of that, making video games into movies. Um, yeah, and like the number one priority should just be to make a good movie with all these studios. And like Marvel, that was like a big value for them.
Mm-hmm.
Is like there's like step one is just like let's figure out how to make a good movie.
Yeah.
But like I hope they go back to those roots soon.
Yeah.
That'll be very encouraging. As well as any movie, any studio, and any franchise.
Mm-hmm.
I hope all the people that are money hungry and like being like, oh, we'll do this, it's fine because we'll make money. Get them out of there. Get them out of there. You know?
Yeah. Other than that, like I want to see this movie again. If I want to go see this movie again, I would see it. I would.
Yeah, no, me too. I want to make time for it. I kind of wanted to almost see it again before we talked, but like I was like, I don't know, it's hard. Just
Yeah.
because I was like, I probably would come up with more thoughts on a second viewing.
Mm-hmm.
But only one version, Stevie, is the version you're gonna get for the Codo Cinema. But that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, that's totally fine. Yeah. And and other than that, I mean, that's the other than that, then that's that's it. Then that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
That's
that
yeah,
was very good.
very
Good
good.
talk, Mark. I appreciate
Very
it.
good. Final thoughts. Stevie, if you were to rank this movie, how would you rank it?
Oh, like stars?
Stars or like on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rank this movie?
Oh gosh. Man, I have a Letterboxd account. You know what that is?
No, I don't.
Um, no, that's like it's an account where you could rate movies and review them like anybody can. So I mean, it's wild, but like and I have one, and so I kind of like log all the movies I've watched and have seen. And I always wait a long time before I score movies because I was like, it has to settle in. Right now for Five Nights at Freddy's, I'm thinking like 3.5 stars, I would say. I mean, I kind of want to give it 4 just to be like screw you, it's good. Like stop whining, you know. Like, yeah, I wish there was other things too, okay, but
Yeah.
like everything that happened, I think is fine.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I would just go harder on
Yeah.
more genre elements, but
Yeah.
um,
But if
I
like let's
at the,
just go ahead.
I'll give it a 7 out of 10 now. I
Okay.
won't give it a half. When it comes to out of 10, I won't do 7.5. I'll say 7.
Yeah.
Because I
Or
like
3.5. I mean, I like the 3.5 out of 5 stars, which still works
yeah,
on
yeah.
your parts. I mean, hey, I respect that. I really respect that.
Thank
And
you.
yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. And for me, if I were actually, I would give this 3.5 out of 5 stars too, because I was
Awesome.
because well, obviously because of the lack of jump scares, but also me because well, obviously because I was nitpicking on this movie not being R rated, but
Mm-hmm.
overall, I still enjoyed it. I think for what they had in this movie, it still worked. And then on a scale of 1 to 10, I give it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'll just say this too. Like, if I didn't, let's just say we didn't know about this game. Let's just say we didn't know about this game.
Okay.
How would we react to this movie? Like, let's just say we didn't know about this game, but how would
Well,
we react to this movie?
I think me being a fan of it and kind of knowing, I know the lore's super complicated, just so knowing the sliver of lore I do, I think that enhanced my experience. So sadly, I might say I liked it less. I would like it less if I didn't know anything about the game.
I probably would, but if I just see this as, a typical horror movie, I would have been
Yeah,
okay with it.
I'm
But
sure I would have been delighted. Honestly, maybe I would have liked it more. Now that I'm thinking about it, just because like a lot of my critiques about it is like, well, the games had this, and I kind of wanted to see that
yeah,
translating to the movie, so that was like my main thing with it. So honestly, maybe I would have liked it more. Maybe it would have been like, that was endearing,
yeah, because
you
I
know?
mean, here's the thing: this would be my fault if I didn't know about the game. Because if I didn't like this movie because this was based on a game, then it would be not my fault for not realizing that this movie was based on a popular game, which is why I dislike the movie, which is why
Hmm.
I would dislike the movie. However, if I know about the game, let's just say I know about the game, I do a little bit of research, just a little bit of research on this game. Well, just some research on this game, and then go to this movie, realizing that this is a movie, movie adaptation on a popular video game, then my critique would be higher. Like that's why I'm like I had fun with this movie. I had fun with this movie because I know because even though I didn't play the games, I've seen the Markiplier's YouTube videos. I
Right.
know that because of it, that's why I enjoy the movie because I know like the idea behind this movie adaptation.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a very interesting question, Mark. I'm glad you asked that.
And I
Um,
think that's why a lot of critics on Rotten Tomatoes didn't like this movie as much because they probably, in my opinion, they probably don't know much. They probably don't know the lore of the Five Nights at Freddy's game, which is probably why the reviews were like that, and why fans enjoyed it more than the critics.
yeah, or they're just used to rating it badly because it's a video game adaptation movie. I mean, it's hard for me personally to give credit to any of these like Rotten Tomato critics. Like, I don't know, I've seen so many movies where I'm like, this is like great, and like older movies, and like I see that like the Rotten Tomato score is like bad. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like this one's a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
yeah.
But other than that, I mean, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Covered a lot of ground.
Yeah. Hey, but anyway, for those of you who are listening, what did you all think of Five Nights at Freddy's? I mean, did you like the movie? Did you think the movie was okay? I would love to hear your thoughts on this. And Stevie, thank you so much for joining me on this
Oh,
episode.
you're welcome. Thank you.
And thank you for this request too. I am really glad you requested me to talk about this movie.
Oh, of course. I'm glad that you thought it was a good idea and you were excited about it. Um, yeah, thank you for having me. It was good talking with you, Mark, for sure. Always a fun time.
That was real
So
fun.
thank you.
That was
Hmm.
a really fun. That was a really fun time to talk. Really fun time to talk about.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. So anyway, that is a wrap on this episode. So thank you all for tuning in to Codo Cinema. I'm your host Mark Codo, aka Codoman.
And I'm Stevie McDunn.
Remember to watch movies and stay positive.
Absolutely. Oh, love that message.